Salutations, good citizens. This is Laz. Welcome on back to the Fright Club, your one-stop shop for all things horror. All right, now, once again, see on the title. Oh, I'm hoping you guys read my titles. Maybe you are. Maybe you're not. Maybe it's just like, hey, look, Fat Tom Hanks is back. Yay! And look, he's got a really cool man stash. Although it kind of looks like a little bit of a goatee. But he got the man stash going in. Damn, he's got a lot of gray. Hey, hun, Fat Tom Hanks on the screen. He looks like he's 50. I say, hey. You're not far. Be that as it may. I'm sorry, kids. I always want to make myself giggle. Okay, so, as the title says, this is my spoiler-heavy review and thoughts on Halloween Ends. So, if you don't want any spoilers, why in the hell did you click on a thing that says spoiler-heavy? That's a question. Seriously, if you do not read, anyway. So, but if you don't want to be spoiled, catch you later. Come on back. Or you check out my spoiler-free review. Go over there. I don't know why I think it's over there, but it's over there now. Why not? So, so with that all the way, spoiler heavy. Now, I'm not going to go over the entire movie because you just watched it. But I'm going to go over, again, just while I remember, I saw this son of a bitch on Thursday. But, here's what we got. The opening, which I love. We're introduced to Corey. He's babysitting some little douchebag named, who the hell cares what his name is. And apparently, I'm going to call him Timmy. So apparently Timmy, like his parents are going out for some Halloween party. And they get Corey last minute and they go, hey. The mom's like, hey, Corey, let you know. Timmy's all scared about the Michael Myers stuff that happened. And he's peeing in his bed. He's also a little D-bag. Okay, she didn't say that, but really, she really should have. She's like, all right, and he's going to go to bed at 8 and no monster movies. And Corey's like, cool. And also, she starts looking for Timmy, and then Timmy comes out and goes, boo, in like a werewolf mask, giving you your first, I think, jump scare in the movie. And she's like, ah, right? So then Corey and Timmy are watching John Carpenter's The Thing, which I was like, not just because of John Carpenter's The Thing, but, as I'm sure you guys will know, in the OG Halloween, you got... I always forget their names. Nancy, Lynn. Okay, you got... I'm sorry. Wow. So you got Annie watching TV with Lindsay, and they're watching the OG Thing. Like the original Thing. So I'm like, hey, cool, all right. Timmy's all being a D-bag. I'm like, my brat, blah, 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 blah. And Corey's like, he's like, Michael Myers, something. Corey's like, oh, Boogeyman's gonna get you. We're like, I will say this though, before I go any further. When I was going, like all the references and like the Easter eggs, to me, didn't feel like member berries. Didn't feel like going, see how clever we are? Didn't feel that way to me. I'm saying that right now. It didn't feel like they just like, look how cool and clever we are. It didn't. I don't know why. It just didn't feel that way to me. I won't get that out of the way. Anyway, so Corey goes, all right, you little douchebag, you're going to bed, but I'm going to go get something in the kitchen first. He goes into the kitchen, about to have a beer. He says no, and then he hears Timmy's like, scary, and then he goes over the door, like the front door's open. And Corey's like, she's around. Timmy, where are you? He goes up to the attic. The door closes, and Timmy locks the door. And they're like on the second or third floor. Like, they're high up. Like, I can't remember because they set up that the mansion, basically, they're living in has like this giant curly Q staircase. So they're up there. Like, way up there. And Timmy's, and Corey's like, and then Corey starts kicking the door, trying to kick it open. And the parents come back, and Mom's like, hey, Timmy, where are you? And she says that, and Corey kicks the door one last time. The door hits Timmy. Timmy just falls. However many floors or whatever, and just hits the floor and crunch right from his mom. I know I'm evil. I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm like, I'm there going, yes! Because this kid was a D-bag. And also, again, it was great effect, really. It looked really good. And also, D-bag kid, so yay. And mom's like, what did you do? Right? Then you skip the present day. Corey's an outsider. He's like, people are like, oh, you killed the kid. Stuff. And then he's find out he's working at a junkyard. His boss, who we find out later is his father, gifts him a motorcycle that needs to be fixed up or whatever. And Corey's like, sweet, thanks, Dad. And he winds up at he goes to a convenience store, goes to buy something, and this group of real, try not to curse, real free, I'm going to keep using the word douchebag, because that's what these dudes are. The dudes and ladies are just douchebags. Like, they're all teenagers. You got the one, and like a varsity, whatever. And you got another one. So you got varsity guy. You have varsity guy, sort of punk guy, chubby girl. And you got evil Laura Winslow. Okay? So, before anyone bitches at me about that, I couldn't think of anything else. So, evil Laura Winslow, leave me alone. So, varsity boys all like, hey, you, Corey, come on, man. First I say Corey's, hey, we're young and we're in a band. And we're in a band. I have to change that up. We're in a band, and you know what? We need beer. Why don't you be cool and buy some beer? And Corey's like, no. And, hey, and then they start harassing him, like, you're the dude who killed the kid. You're a kid toucher. You did. And Corey gets so angry, like he's holding a bottle, and the bottle just shatters in his hand. They're like, they kind of rough him up a little bit, and then Laurie Strode comes and goes, hey, fuckins, knock it off. They do, and then they go in the store, and then the varsity makes fun of both of them, and then Laurie's like, hey, and then Laurie hands Corey a knife, and Corey just slashes the dude's tires. I'm like, all right, sweet. And then I know I missed something in the beginning with Laurie and Allison, but it wasn't much. It just sets up that they're living in a house Laurie bought. She's trying to get past Myers. She's trying to live a life and have a home that's not a trap or anything. She's not preparing. She just wants to be in a home, and she's writing her memoirs. She's writing a book about her experiences with Myers. So back to where we were. Okay. So Corey goes to the hospital that Allison's working at. We meet Allison's coworker, Hobag. So Hobag, I'm going to not change that. So we meet Allison's co-star, yeah. So we meet Allison's coworker, Tits McGee. So Allison, Tits McGee are there. And Allison meets Corey. She's like, wow. They're hitting it off. She thinks he's cute, whatever. And she basically asks him out, if I remember correctly, like right there. And Corey's like, he says no. But they wind up meeting again, and she invites him to a Halloween party that she wasn't going to go to. Now she is. She gets him a mask. They go to a party. They dance. And then, Corey's having a great time. Then he takes the mask off, goes to a bar to get a drink. And then Mom, from the beginning, turns around and goes, you! How dare you be having fun? My kid's still dead. I hate you. Suck on it. And Corey's like, oh, well, now I'm all depressed. Thanks, bitch. And he was like, turns out, where were you? I needed help. You left me. Ah! And then he leaves. The car full of the evil teenagers stop him again. Varsity boy. Next, they beat him up, and Varsity boy throws him over a bridge. It's like, okay. Varsity boy lands. He's like, ow, that sucked. He still had the knife that Laurie gave him. Like he has it in his pocket or whatever. And then something grabs him and drags him off camera and drags him into a sewer grate. And this some homeless guy's like, huh. When Corey wakes up, he's in a sewer grate. He's like in a sewer thing. He's walking around, about to leave. Here's breathing. Here's around. Myers is like in a wall or something. Myers grabs him by the throat. And then, but Corey's able to escape because Myers looks like he's like finally all the crap that happened on Halloween Kills is hurting him. He's like, it sucks. So he goes there. So they leave. And actually, I'm going to speed this up because it's already long. But so I'm not going to go over this whole fucking thing. What am I doing? Anywho, so we get the kids. We're going that way. And basically, this movie's setting up plot points, dominoes, and victims. And you keep getting bits. Like, you watch Corey's path down this dark path where he kind of gets infected, for lack of better, like, he's angry. He's full of rage at the town turning against him, at being labeled a child killer when it was an accident, at his family, like his mom is so damn overprotective and stifling, and his dad won't say shit to her. So his dad won't back him up. So you got all that feeling of anger and resentment and darkness, and it's festering in him. Then he finds Myers. And after he finds Myers, Corey kills the homeless guy. Could be an accident, could be intentional. You could read it either way. But that act emboldens him. That and Myers embolden him. So, and he wants to leave, and Allison wants to leave Haddonfield. And she keeps saying, I want to burn it down. The final, like, Corey's like, you burn it down, I'll bring the gasoline, basically. So his darkness isn't really infesting her, but she's kind of enabling him in a way, but they're almost kind of feeding into each other, which, again, I thought was really interesting. But Corey slowly becomes a stalker. Like, he basically puts on the mask that Allison gave him. It was like this, it was like a scarecrow mask. And he goes to kill Tiss McGee. But first he kills the doctor who was Corey's boss, who gave her a promotion because they're banging. And they're about to bang. And then Tiss McGee hears a scuffle, turns around. Doc's dead. She's like, ah! And Corey goes to attack her. She locks him out. And when she locks him out, turns around, there's Myers, and Myers kills her. And Corey's like, dude. And then Corey finds Myers and basically steals his mask because Myers is still weak. Which is weird because when Corey lures... Okay, I'm sorry. Corey lures Allison's drunken ex-boyfriend into the sewer for Myers. When Myers kills the cop, Myers kind of becomes stronger, like the kill fed him or something. That's the best way I know to put it. So now he's weak again. I was like, that's interesting. All right. Maybe it's just the adrenaline. Like, oh, I killed somebody. Yay. But then once Corey gets the mask, puts it on, and becomes Myers. And then he starts killing people. Like, he goes after all the teenagers. Kills his mom. I believe he kills his dad. Could be wrong on that, by the way. Kills the radio DJ who gave him an Allison shit during their sleepy time. And also he kills Darcy. The blonde receptionist played by Darcy DeMaggio, as I said in the last video. All the deaths are pretty good. Like, a few are just cutaways, but, you know, I think they're really going for, like, the echo of the first one. And during at one point, Corey, once he gets thrown out of his house for being with Allison, he winds up in the now abandoned home where the rich people lived. And so he's sleeping on like the floor where he knocked Timmy off the banister, and he's sleeping on the floor. Then he hears someone knocking. He turns around. There's Laurie Strode in the rocking chair going back and forth, and she has this whole conversation with him, and basically says, you're not good enough for whatever. But then she describes there's two kinds of evils. There's the outer evil and the inner evil. And I watched it going, John Carpenter said that. He said that during quite a few times during the any documentary about Halloween that he's in. He says that. I've heard him say it a few times. So I'm like, oh! So, and that was cool. But then they have this thing and he turns around and she's not there. And I'm like, oh, she was never there. But Laurie is trying to get Allison to leave him because Laurie keeps saying, when I look in that kid's eyes, I see Myers. And also when she's at a bar and Lindsay takes Laurie to basically talk to the father of Timmy. And the father says the same thing. He's like, I knew this kid would never murder my kid. And then sometime, I think, in this time, like at least in this year, whatever, like he was driving and Corey was walking down the road. He's like, I was going to stop and say, hey, what's up? And when he stopped and Corey looked in the car, dude said, his eyes were different. Like the kid I knew would never murdered my kid. The face I saw on this Corey in his eyes, yeah, so there's something dark there. So, and then finally there comes a head between Corey as Myers and Laurie Strode. Laurie beats him down and then takes off the mask. They have a conversation. And she again goes, blah, 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 blah. Let me help you, whatever. And then, because, again, him and Allison are about to leave. And Laura's like, hey. And Corey's like, I can't have her. No one can. He has a knife and he jams it into his own, like, in his artery, whatever. And he dies. And Laurie freaks out, pulls out the knife, and she's holding it. And then here comes Allison. And Laurie's like, fuck. Drops it. And Allison's like, what the fuck did you do? Because the whole time, like when Allison left, her and Laurie had a fight, whatever. And Allison knows that Laurie doesn't like him, doesn't trust him, whatever. So now she thinks her grandma murdered the man that she loves, whatever. She freaks. And then as she freaks and Laura's like, oh, fuck, sideways, whatever. Myers shows up. Another tussle. This time, basically Laurie crucifies him, like on a table, whatever, and or counter, I'm sorry. And she, with like a knife in each hand, and she drops a fucking refrigerator onto his legs, so he can't move. And she's like, ha ha. She slits his throat, and he's like, eh. And she's about to say, oh, okay, I'm good. And then Myers rips his hand free with the right one and grabs her by the throat. And he's just strangling her. And you see her like flash back to like first Halloween, 2018 Halloween Kills. And actually parts of ends. He's like, argh. She's like, and she's about to die. And then all of a sudden here comes Allison, hits him with something and breaks his arm. And then as he's lying there, Laurie takes off his mask and says that you're not evil, you're not pure evil, whatever, you're just a man. And then basically slits his wrist and slits it down here. He's like, eh. And then the cops show up. And they're like, hey. And then they take Myers' body, strap it to the hood of Laurie's car. They drive to the junkyard, like her, and they should have a police escort, and they drive through Haddonfield. So Haddonfield can see that Myers is just a man and he's gone. They drive into the junkyard. They go into the, I don't know how you call it, the metal crusher thing. Throw him into the compactor. And that's where I was like, oh, really? For two reasons. One, Myers is my boy. Like, Myers is right there afraid for me. And I wanted Myers to go down in a blaze of glory. Like, I really wanted him. I wanted him to kill Laura. I really wanted them to kill each other. I did. I was like, he died. But also, just speaking from a business standpoint, what I don't understand is, like, they reinvigorated the franchise. Like, they brought it back after Rob Zombie killed it. They brought it back. You got fan interest again. Yeah, granted, you got fans pissy about Halloween Kills, but you had interest back, and people wanted more Myers' Avengers or whatever. And now they just goofy them. And I'm like, why would you throw away money? Like, I've heard rumors that they're going to do what they try to do with Halloween 3 and have like an anthology series, which I don't know if that's a good idea. Not that I would love to see it. Like, I love anthologies, like an idea of a new Halloween story. But at the same time, I think people today would still react the way they did in the 80s. Where, like, if you're going to do Halloween, I want Myers. So I don't know if that's a good idea. But all in all, and also the ending of the movie. Like, you have Laurie finish her book, and then they do scenes, like shots of rooms where Myers has been, like in the first one, where they do it and he hears breathing. Only this time you don't hear his breathing. It's silent, which basically means the story's over. I'm like, that, like I said, like, that was cool. Like, everything about this movie was well shot, well done, well acted, well paced, in my opinion. Like, I really enjoyed this movie. The ending made me go, but I had to watch it again, just as now that I know what I'm looking for, what I can expect. I have to watch it again in that aspect, because again, as a way to complete the story, it works. I'm sure I'm going to have a bunch of horror aficionados and purists come after me and yell at me. Which, you know what, if you have differing opinions, awesome. Leave them in the comments. I really want to read them. Just follow my rule. Don't be a dick. And don't come out to me, it was stupid. I didn't like it. Oh, you don't. No. If you attack me, it's not a smart move. Just don't do it. And also, I don't want to get an argument. I want to hear your opinions. And, you know, if we get into a nice debate, cool. I don't plan on it. Just, you know, give me not well thought out, but, you know, give me, you know, reasons, and off you go. But I would love to hear them or read them for that case. I'm going to have to edit this shit. God, this thing's long. Anywho, that's my thought. I really enjoyed it. The ending, I thought, kind of made me go, huh? But, just got to watch it again. So that's it. Stay tuned, though, because I will have more content coming in the very near future. A lot of fun stuff coming. Till then, good citizens, good journey. Catch you on the flip side.